The 1867 Canadian election. Road to Confederation. The story begins with the Confederation of British North America. By the mid-19th century, the provinces of Canada were facing numerous changes, political deadlock, economic difficulties, and threats from the United States. The province of Canada, comprising present-day Ontario and Quebec, was experiencing political deadlock. The French-speaking and English-speaking populations often disagreed on key issues, leading to a paralysis in government. Economic difficulties were also a major concern. Then the Reciprocity Treaty with the United States in 1866 disrupted trade, causing economic instability. There was a pressing need for new markets and improved infrastructure. Additionally, the American Civil War and subsequent Ferdinand raids highlighted the vulnerability of British North America colonies. There was a growing fear of American expansion and the need for a united defense strategy, the Great Coalition. In response to these challenges, an unlikely alliance was formed. In 1864, George Brown, John Macdonald, and George-Étienne Cartier created the Great Coalition. Their goal was to break political deadlock and pursue a broader union of British North American colonies. The Great Coalition brought together leaders from different political and cultural backgrounds. Despite those differences, they shared a common vision of united and prosperous Canada. The Charlottetown and Quebec conferences. With the Great Coalition in place, the next step was to bring the idea of confederation to the other colonies. In September 1864, delegates from Province of Canada, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island met in Charlottetown to discuss possibility of union. Charlottetown Conference laid the groundwork for confederation. Over several days of discussions and social events, the delegates agreed on the principles of a federal union. The discussions continued in Quebec City in October 1864. The Quebec Conference was more formal, resulting in 72 resolutions which outlined the framework of a new nation. The 72 resolutions proposed a federal system of governance with a strong central authority and provinces retaining control over local matters. This framework balanced the need for unity and the protection of regional interests. The London Conference and British North America Act. The final step to secure approval from the British government. In December 1866, delegates traveled to London for the London Conference, where they negotiated terms of confederation with British officials. The result was the British North America Act, which was passed by the British Parliament and received royal assent on March 29, 1867. The act officially created the Dominion of Canada to come into effect on July 1st, 1867. The political landscape leading to the election. With the Dominion of Canada established, the two next steps was to elect a government. The political landscape was dominated by main two parties, the Liberal Conservative Party, led by John Macdonald, and the Reformers, led by George Brown. John Macdonald, a skilled lawyer and politician, was known for his pragmatic approach and vision for a united Canada. George-Étienne Cartier played a significant role in securing support from Quebec. George Brown, a reformist newspaper article, advocated for more democratic governance and expansion of voting rights. The election campaign focused on key issues such as economic development, the building of intercolonial railway, and the protection of provincial rights. Macdonald and his allies promised stability and growth, while the reformers pushed for responsible government and expanded voting rights. The intercolonial railway was particularly a contentious issue. It promised to connect the provinces and boost trade, but required significant investment. Additionally, debates over provincial rights versus a strong central government highlighted the regional tensions within the new confederation. Regional perspectives. Each region had its own unique concerns and priorities, In Ontario, there was strong support for economic development and expansion. In Quebec, the focus was on protecting French and Canadian cultural rights. New Brunswick and Nova Scotia were concerned about economic benefits of Confederation and a promised railway connecting them to the rest of Canada. On August 7, 1867, Canadians went to the polls. Voting took place over several weeks, reflecting the vast and varied geography of the young nation. Men who met property and income qualifications were eligible to vote. Election Day. In the winter of the 1867 Canadian federal election, which made Canada what it is today and what shaped it today, and is the election that made Canada. The winner is the Liberal Conservative Party, which the leader is John A. Macdonald, who became the first Prime Minister of Canada. He won his seat in Kingston. The party won a total of 100 seats out of 181 seats in the House of Commons, the vote of 93,412, and won 34% of the vote. The opposition was George Brown, who did not win his seat in Ontario South. His party won 62 seats out of 181 and gained 60,818 votes, which is 22.7% of the popular vote. Joseph Howe won his seat in Hants, and his party, the Anti-Confederation, won 18 seats out of 181, gaining 21,239 votes, 7.9% of the vote. The Canadian parliamentary system is solely based off of the English parliamentary system, which we also use first past the post, which I'll go into that on another video. 361,000 people registered to vote, and there was a turnout rate of 74.3%.